Welcome everyone to a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about the Secretary of State for the state of Georgia. He announced that they would recount the ballots by hand to know definitely if the Democrats have won. Let me tell you, the difference is minimal of about 14,000 votes. We will analyze what real opportunities exist because I believe this has opened a fantasy for the current president to continue governing through 2021. Let us examine the general impact on the number of electoral votes. Well, my friends, I want to welcome all to your channel, to your blog, My World Andino. I want to invite everyone to subscribe, to activate the bell, and enjoy your time here. Let's continue. Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger announced that he will begin a statewide audit. According to the report of the Secretary of State to the press, from the 159 counties that make up the state, 97 of them the results are more than adjusted. All counties started all counties started this past Wednesday, yesterday, November 11th, a full ballot recount by hand. The difference between the Democrats and the Republicans is 0.2, less than a third of a percent. Members of Donald Trump campaign sent a letter asking for a recount, indicating that there are a series of irregularities at the moment. There are not hard evidence. This led us to cross-examine why the recount decision has been made. No law demands a recount. What exists is, let's call it a law that allows the candidate on the rear to request a recount. But the difference has to be less than zero point 0.5. In this case, the difference was 0.28. The possibility of a recount or a mistake applies. What can we learn from recent history? When ballots are counted a second time, when the votes are have been recounted a second time, there has been variation. These variations have been of a few hundred, let's say 300, 500 ballots. A take of 14,000 votes would be quite unusual. We all know that Mr. Trump will recount every single ballot possible. The state of Georgia is not counting all the ballots because they received a letter from the president party or team. They reply that the recount is happening because the difference is minimal and it deserves it. If the candidate left behind is not satisfied with the recount, a second recount, if that makes sense, uh, could take place. This time, it would not be by hand, it would be by computer. A significant detail, and you're going to know why very soon. The first process, the first process count will close this weekend, Friday at 5 p.m. All 59 counties will have to certify the recount by 5 p.m. When the process is done, if the party left behind or coming in second place decides to request for a recount, this recount will end by November 20th. So there's a lot of time still before we find out who actually has been declared president elect. The Secretary of State has mentioned how the system used to count the ballots appears to have some files some files in the program used to count the ballots appear to have some sort of code issues, and those issues are causing glitches, and those glitches are causing the miscount. In the state of Michigan, they figure out that the technology used or the computer used to count the votes had miscounted 8,000 ballots, 8,000 votes. So 8,000 votes that belonged to to the Republicans went to the Democrats. Mm? And the same technology used in Michigan is being used in Georgia, or the same software. Yeah, like I said, this means that we still have a while to define who won in legal terms. The team of Donald Trump has indicated that at this moment they're not worried about anything. However, there is a topic of more reflection on the internal politics of the United States. Georgia, in the recent decades, had voted Republican. This year, the state of Georgia could join the swing states. These states come to have a lot of political power. When states like Florida, Pennsylvania, Arizona, North Carolina, Ohio, even Michigan, um, they they get a lot of things that they request from the politicians because the politicians want to keep them happy. Hmm? And there's another thing that is happening in Georgia. Hmm? And that's why I decided to talk about Georgia. I thought it was very important. A second exciting element is that Georgia has two senators. Two senators must be appointed from the jurisdiction. And here is where it gets decided who controls the Senate. Huh? The Republicans are one senator away from controlling the chamber. I mean, even if Biden is decided the president elect or virtual president, the Republicans will still have control of what laws are made or what laws are changed. If if at the end of this recounting of votes, the Republicans turn out to win this state. Hmm? Currently, Democrats have 293 electorals. One, the Republicans won 217. But the results in Georgia will say who takes control of the Senate, even if we count the vote coming from Kamala Harris, the vice president. Well, my friends, we're nearing the end of this video. Republicans are having a difficult time assimilating what is happening with the electoral results, but the Democrats, are struggling to assert themselves in power. And one last point, my friends: mm, great nations like Mexico, China, Russia have decided not to congratulate any candidate until the foreign minister of North America contacts the foreign minister of the respective nation saying this is the official elected president. And I believe that's very prudent because right now we don't know how these elections will turn out. Well, my friends, thank you so much for um, being for reaching this point of my video. I do hope you did enjoy the information I had for you. At the same time, I want to ask you to share my videos with other people. At the same time, want to ask you to subscribe. Remember, the subscription is totally free. You won't have to. There's no fee or anything like that. It's just me giving you information and you clicking like If you did enjoy the video, at the same time you can leave any comment of your choice. The last thing I'm going to ask you to do is to help someone, as you might be the only one who does. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Till next video. Ciao for now.